I woke up last Sunday to my usual routine, sitting on my desk with coffee in hand and browsing my favorite sites for the latest updates. My browsing routine is so precise that I usually check each site in order, ending my rotation with a visit to Twitter. It was during this time when I looked at my notifications tab and saw that the people I follow had liked a video called Super Best Friends Final. The title alone made my heart sink, as I was already imagining the worst case scenario. Last Friday, there was a cryptic tweet by the best friends that they had to cancel their latest Fight Night Fisticuffs video due to urgent circumstances. So, it was easy to assume what this follow-up video would be about. Before I even made it halfway through the video, I was left sitting in my desk in a daze, with no purpose or motivation to continue the rest of the day. I realize in hindsight it all seems silly. I mean, it's not like I knew any of the super best friends personally, and it wasn't like they suffered any sort of horrible accident or similar tragedy. And if it's just a matter of missing content, there's still a whole bunch of past LPs I haven't even started, not to mention many more that I've kept on my backlog. But the news was still a major bummer, especially because of one single message from Woolie's opening statement.
Matt and Pat are no longer friends.
I didn't start watching the Super Best Friends from the beginning, but I had seen the odd clip here and there that was posted on various forums that was slowly starting to arouse my interest. The first video I did watch to completion was their one-off of a low-budget Steam game called Karate Master 2 Knockdown Blow. To this day, it's still one of my favorite videos from the Super Best Friends, and one that I feel really summarizes all the things that made me an avid watcher of theirs shortly after.
Liver shock! Liver shock!
At the risk of generalizing, I do feel like a lot of gaming-related video content tends to gravitate towards cynicism and resentment. Most people probably wouldn't even acknowledge the existence of Karate Master 2, or they would just put up a short video to laugh at it. But what separated the best friends from other gaming channels is that they were able to appreciate all the things Karate Master 2 did that were legitimately interesting. By the end of their video, I even put the game on my wishlist and later bought it during a Steam sale. It was at this point when I realized that the collective tastes of the four members of the Zaibatsu mirrored my own. In nearly every video, there's a reference to another game or anime series that I was also a fan of, and they were never afraid to openly wear their fanboyism on their sleeves. Whether it was Woolie with Devil May Cry, Pat with Monster Hunter, Matt with Godzilla, these Canadian dorks were never afraid to show how invested they were with a specific series, where in other circles of the internet that kind of fanboyism would probably be met with rolling eyes and open mockery. I'm not trying to put down other gaming channels out there. I know every channel has their own niche and target audience. For example, I know Giant Bomb has to analyze games with a more critical eye since it's their job, but at the same time, I'm also aware that nobody on the Giant Bomb staff would ever draw parallels with Tony Hawk Underground and Berserk, or turn Clayton from Disney's Tarzan, as featured on Kingdom Hearts, into a Devil May Cry character. The Super Best Friends were like those guys who would huddle together during recess, randomly insert the mental image of Mortal Kombat's Quan Chi in Star Wars, and then laugh about the absurdity for several minutes.
That's not even funny. My glasses are fogging up.
In other words, they were me. And that's why their daily content became my daily routine, helping me get by many tough times and bad thoughts. I literally had moments where I was so down in the dumps I wouldn't even want to play my favorite video game, so turning on the latest Best Friends LP was usually the only thing that managed to relax my mind, not to mention help me get some sleep as well. They even proved inspirational for me in various ways, and not just by checking out different game series that I initially wrote off or didn't know much about. When Pat talked about his sleep apnea one time on the podcast, I was able to convince my father to get his checked out, as it turned out his symptoms were very similar to the ones Pat described. Their iconic Friday Night Fisticuffs series also inspired me to get my friends more interested in certain games, even going through the trouble of lugging my PS4 and Fight Stick over just for a few nights of fun. And yes, I have to admit I was also rather envious of their profession. To me, it just looked like a group of friends setting their own hours, playing whatever they felt like, and making a living through YouTube viewers. I'm sure I'm not the only one who considered that the ultimate dream job. Of course, I'm not that naive. I know there's far more work and stress behind the scenes. After all, the moment you no longer hold the audience's attention is the moment your income dries up. I'm sure that the crew suffered plenty for their craft, and it became especially apparent when Liam ended up leaving the channel and Matt took an extended break, but I still couldn't help but embrace the illusion as well as their online company. To put it best by quoting the words of a wise man,
"When I didn't have any friends, it made me feel like maybe I did."
Well, that is touchingly pathetic.
And that's why Wooly's statement that Matt and Pat had a falling out really bummed me out, personally. I'm not going to speculate on what really went down, it's not my place to do so. I'm sure they want to keep such details private, and I do wish the rest of the community would respect that, but I know all too well what it's like for friendships to drift apart over time, not because of one or two major incidents, just as a result of time. Sometimes you tend to just grow tired of another person's personality, not because of any growing resentment, but because it just doesn't gel with your own updated values. And ultimately, that's what this breakup now feels like. A group of friends I used to hang out with on a daily basis just drifting apart. But as heartbreaking as that is, there is a certain excitement in starting over and thinking about new possibilities. There are all sorts of YouTube channels out there I haven't checked out or even were aware of, and I'm looking forward to seeing if any of the former best friends end up creating a whole new series with other people. Who knows, maybe Liam and Matt can start their own LP channel where they have to catch 13 ghosts with the help of their scrappy little mascot. In a way, the breakup of the super best friends could end up as another source of inspiration. A way to teach me to not stay chained to routine, to not fear the concept of tearing things down and starting over. Perfection is never set in stone, and there's always the opportunity to find something better, to create something better. Time will tell if I manage to find something that will keep me as entertained and relaxed as the Super Best Friends channel. But for now, I want to personally thank Matt, Wooly, Pat, Liam, and Zach for all the wonderful memories, and to reassure me that it's okay to love all the stupider shit in life. A plus tard, cowboy de l'espace.